How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a very quick video, as the time I am filming this is about 3 in the morning. I grinded through and I got both of the new guns, Damascus, today, and I wanted to go ahead and just do a quick review. I'll have the other one posted shortly after this one, hopefully. But the reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to keep up with all the games that are doing stuff. For Honor is normally my main game, and there's a lot going on. About 11 o'clock today, so I'm trying to get everything done out of the way for Call of Duty. And, you know, Tekken and all the other games that I enjoy playing are also doing things relatively soon in this month, so I wanted to just go ahead and knock out Call of Duty, which I ended up getting my download done at 2 p.m. and then I played for about 10 hours. I think I played for about 10 hours today, and I finished both of the guns. It was mostly just repping up the battle pass and then leveling up the gun, but we're going to go ahead and get into the AN94 real quick. So, out of the gate, one thing I want to just go ahead and say about the AN94 is its iron sight is not the best. It is kind of hard to see what you're aiming at sometimes with it. I just picked the wrong gun, that's how tired I am. But the iron sight is not the greatest sight in the game. It's very obstructive when you aim. I mean, you can get used to it, but it is a little obstructive. So these are all the attachments you're going to be able to get. We got an ADS, movement speed, damage range, your typical, big barrel, and then we got another big barrel with no recoil. So you can have an increase to movement speed instead. I'm just showing you in what order you're going to get stuff and what order you're going to unlock it. Normally I don't unlock the weapons in the first day. Normally it takes me 2 to 3 days, but today was a special occasion. Laser you'll get really early. You'll get an optic really early to get rid of the iron sight. I got used to the iron sight, but it's not ideal in my opinion. There's a folded stock. This weapon does have a reasonable... it's a medium style of kick. You can get used to it, and you can just no stock 60 round mag if you want. Bigger maps, I do recommend just putting this one on because you still get the ADS and the movement speed. So it's a good one. Perks obviously are the usual. You get stipple as your second, and then you get a 45 and then a 60 round, and it's nice that you get the commando foregrip right away. So pros to this gun is it's a medium damage once you get good attachments. It doesn't have a whole lot of recoil. One thing I did notice when doing my long shots, this setup right here, it doesn't look anything fancy and it doesn't look all that great, but due to the AN94's unique ability of shooting 2 rounds extremely quickly, if you tap as if you're shooting single fire, right? Well, it shoots 2 bullets each time you do that. So if you center your sight on someone's head, so like I was using the 4X, and then you just tap, 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 you get 6 shots all into their head very quickly. I actually found long shots with this thing. I did 3 ground war matches, and I got all 100 that I needed. One game I got 43 and 8. The next one I got 33 and something. And obviously kill streaks and stuff like that add in, which is why it took a third one. Mounted kills was the reason that it took me a little bit longer. So in a normal match, I'm kind of just running this, but I kind of change it on the fly, obviously. So I'm running the recoil control. I'm using a red dot. You don't have to use a red dot if you don't want. You could throw on the commando or a bigger magazine if you so wish, which... if I'm not running sleight of hand, I do just toss on the 60 round, but I do like the increase to movement speed. So I just use sleight of hand, stipple grip, of course, and then the stock that increases all your speed, because obviously it's one of the best that you can use, so I would highly recommend it. So the way I would change this is the new map, for instance, the port one. It's a very tight space. You see a lot of people with knives going for the katanas, right? So something I would do is at that point you can put this on, or you can just take the barrel off if you want, toss on a 60 round, or you could just toss on something like this. You could go to a more hip fire oriented, since you get the green one straight away. You can kind of mix around what you want to do. My favorite one for the harbor, and remember, this does take a little bit of getting used to. It does have quite a bit of it has a strange kick when you first get used to it. So I would recommend getting a hold of it before you just run out and do it. So this is what I was running, just minus the sleight of hand and the big barrel. So I had, nope, it was this one, sorry. Alright, so I had this big barrel because it increased my ADS, but I wanted my movement speed to be as high as I could other than, you know, the commando. But you could put on the operator if you wanted, but it slows down your ADS. I wanted a good middle ground. And this is what I was kind of using for the close quarter map. It does look a little wonky, and you'll have to get used to the recoil, but it's extremely good. That being said, I have not tried this weapon yet in Warzone, so I'm not 100% sure how it would do in Warzone. I'll be trying that out a different day. Currently, like I was saying, there's a lot of games and stuff that are going on. Tomorrow I have an update for Honor, and it's a huge update. I want to get a lot of stuff done tomorrow. A lot of videos are going to be worked on and go out, so I really just want to focus in tomorrow and see if I can get hopefully about 6-7 hours of sleep, and see what I can do there. But yeah, that's just the basics that you need to know for the gun. So in terms of how I would kind of like view this, it's got okay recoil. It's nothing crazy. It's still not gonna beat the. It's still not better than the Grau. I would say it's close to the AMX. It's similar in some regards, and as you can see here, it says that it has a little bit more accuracy, a little bit better fire rate, a little bit better mobility, a little bit better control. But the range and damage is better on the AMX. You don't really notice it. And the AN-94, you do have that ability to tap fire at longer distances, and you can still kill relatively quickly. So all in all, I think it's a solid weapon. Obviously, we all know the AMX was a solid weapon as well. This is kind of similar to the same recoil style, where once you get used to it, it is a good gun. Obviously, the Grau is still king, so and the RAM is also still very good. So I would say that it's a good mid tier. It's not, you know, the best. It's not the worst. It's definitely not. It's not like down there with the Scar currently. I really like the Scar, and I like the red bullets, but it's not a very competitive weapon when you get into the close quarters and stuff like that. And I want to go ahead and say I've used the FAL since the start of the game, and now with it being considered a top tier, I don't even want to use it anymore because everyone considers it, oh, it's the top tier, it's the world's greatest weapon. So when I use it, people message and they're like, wow, you have Damascus, let me guess, you're just going to go for Obsidian with the world's strongest weapon, huh? And I never used to get that. When the game first came out, this thing, sorry for the rant into meta, but this thing actually used to have a ton of kick. You had to put the burst on it and then just pray to God you landed 3 shots. This thing was pretty bad. And then they reduced the recoil, but its ADS and damage wasn't all that great. And then they fixed the ADS, and it became, I thought it was very good. It was very, very good. Now, I don't think, in my opinion, that the FAL should ever one-shot to the head. That's just me. But that's because after using the new version of it, it kind of makes me wonder what the fuck is the point of the Odin. The FAL does everything better than the Odin. I mean, you can shoot it faster, one tap to the head. I don't think this gun should one tap to the head. I don't. It's not a marksman rifle, you know? And, like, what about the EBR? Why don't you increase this thing's fire rate so that way they can kind of compete a little bit? But the EBR is kind of just useless. I mean, it's got a little bit better range, but if you're good with an FAL, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You got more ammo and the fire rate. It makes me curious as to why they made it as strong as they did. The SKS is another good point. Is this thing? I mean, it's a 2-shot, 1 to the head. This thing's really fucking good. I still love the SKS. It's still my highest KD weapon at a 2.6. I mean, it's great. It's great. I got that thing Damascus a while ago as well. I have every weapon Damascus other than the newer melee weapons because melee weapons were never really for me, so I just haven't bothered to get them yet. I got everything else gold that's come out, which, you know, all of them are Damascus. So, so what I want to get across real quick. Sorry, I'm saying so many times. I'm just kind of tired. All right. So for the it's not an AK, huh? AN-94. One thing you want to do for certain, if you're having trouble controlling the weapon when you first start using it, I would just keep no barrel attachment whatsoever. I've seen a couple people running the sonic brake because of the recoil stabilization. I don't think it's worth it due to the ADS and the aim stability. It's just, it's not a big enough benefit to use, honestly. If you're going to use anything, compensator probably is the better one to use. But I would recommend, you know, toss on a sight if you're having some issues, or I guess you'd have to wait out for the FSS. You get the 45 round pretty early. It's not a bad weapon, but it does take a little bit leveling into it until it's like really, really good and pinpoint and strong. Keep that in mind. So I'd say it's a good mid-tier weapon. And let me know what you guys think of it down below. I don't think it didn't really wow me the way I was hoping. But I went in with the, you know, Black Ops 2. Oh, it's the AN-94 type of vibe. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what your builds are down below.